All right, we're in section 5.2.3, related Sage code. Let's take a look at it. I'm going to type in the commands, reset. And the next one is going to be x is a variable. You could probably do this in your sleep by now. And then the next one's going to be an expression, expr1. It's arbitrary, call it whatever you like. I like to call things, sort of looking like what they're supposed to look like. And this is expression 1, and I'm going to assign it x to the x power minus x divide by 1 minus x plus log. I want to remind you that log in Sage or any upper level mathematics courses typically refers to what's called a natural log or log base A. So we got expression 1, and now I've done this before, so expression expr1, I want to take a limit, limit, and we've done this before. The limit is x goes to 1, and I'm going to give it a direction. The direction I want to give it is from the right side, and the way we do that, typical convention is we use a plus sign, which means from the right of 1. And I get minus 2. Now if we did it from the left side, again the convention from the left side we use a minus sign. From the left of 1, it also gives me minus 2. Now if we just do the limit without a direction, that means from both the left and the right, and they got to be in agreement by the way, minus 2. And we expected that by the way because they're both in agreement. Let's do the next thing, which is plot. All right, and I'm going to plot that expression, plot, expr1, and it's going to open it up, and I get a picture. And again, it may not be the best picture, but I did get a picture. All right, and this is typical of Sage. You're going to have to adjust probably what you want to see. And let me just pull this up, and let me get my terminal here, and I'm going to now say xmin. And you can play around with this. There's virtually no cost to playing around with software, by the way, except it might take a lot of your time to play. But playing, you do learn a lot from playing around. I got this one over here. And I got, I can say a better picture, but I got a different picture. All right. So what I want to do is I want to go back and look at the work over here. And the work over here, we're looking over the problems here. It's this equation over here. Now someone says, well, you didn't graph that. And you're right, I didn't graph it. So the quick question is, why did I graph it then? And I want to claim why I graphed it. If you look back at the graph, all right, what do I want to do? We get close to 1. And I want to point out, it's kind of hard for me to look at this, but 1's over here somewhere. And what does it seem to be getting close to? Well, from both the left and right, it appears to be getting close to minus 2. Now, by the way, someone says, what's happening at 1? Well, if you look at this over here, you would be getting a 0 divisor, and that's no good. So it's not defined at 1. Now someone says, well, why does it look like it's only 1? Sage is doing something very peculiar. It's actually connecting dots together when those dots should not be connected there. Like at 1, there should be an open hole. All right, there should be an open hole at 1. It should not be connected. All right, so I'm just going to open up my grapher software, and I want to see if I can graph the same thing in there. All right, so let me go back to this over here and grapher, pull this up a little bit. Let me get rid of these guys over here, delete, and let me delete this one over here, and put a new equation in. And I'm going to type it in. And what I'm typing in, x to the x power minus x, divide by 1 minus x plus, well, in grapher I actually use ln of x. Let's see what happens. I don't see any picture. Well, I see part of the picture, but I'm going to zoom out. I think I might have typed in something wrong here. Let me take a look what I've done. And x to the x minus x, 1 minus x plus the natural log of x. Why am I not getting what I expect to see here? Let me just zoom in. And let me do this again. All right, I'm seeing a better picture. You notice how I'm doing this over here. And again, I'm looking at this over here. Let me get my little handout over here. Maybe a cursor over here. And you just pull it. You see what I know? I'm pulling that around now. And I hope you see the numbers at the bottom. right? I hope you see those numbers right at the bottom of the screen. So you realize what I'm getting close to. I'm getting close to, you know, if I look at this thing, I'm moving all over the place, but we want to get close to the number 1, right? So I hope you realize what I'm doing here, just dragging this thing around. I get close to 1. A little annoying to do it, but you can see the numbers changing, right? And again, I'm going back and forth. And when I'm going back and forth around the number 1, you're never going to hit the 1, by the way, because you have a division by 0. What are we seeing roughly about the number -2 looking at the picture? So visually, it's not bad. Now, granted, I can continue to zoom in this area that interests me. And I want to point out what I mean by that, something like this over here. And again, go back and, continue with my moving around and hope you realize what I'm doing at closer to 1. You see the hair thing over there. Now, by the way, someone says, "Oh, you're not really at 1 still." I'm never going to be hit 1. It's not going to happen. There's an open circle there. You just don't see it. It's so infinitesimal you don't see it. But again, roughly -2. This is different software. Again, you decide what you're going to be using to do problems professionally, and that software. I do want to warn you, though, a lot of bigger schools, what they do is they enforce you to use a particular product, which I think is very bad. Um, I would say use the tool that works best for you, all right? And you should have a variety of tools in your tool chest. Yes, I'm pushing Sage, but I'll talk about other things like Wolfram Alpha. Maybe I should talk about Mathematica, um, MATLAB, Desmos. There's a ton of applications out there to help you out with this stuff, all right? Including things you can do on your cell phone, including Sage on your cell phone. All right, thank you for paying attention.